question next to Rebecca Fannin, who is the founder and editor of Silicon Dragon, live from New York. She is joining us for more on Haidilao's IPO. Welcome to the broadcast.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So let's talk a little bit about the business model, right? This is not just hot pot. This is manicures, shoe shining, I don't know, maybe massages. Talk to me about the business model and the pros, because I guess this is all while you're waiting for the hot pot or waiting to be seated that you can receive these services?
Well, you can in a limited way. There's about 30 spots a day for the manicures. So, you know, it's still really about the whole hot pot concept of, you know, dipping your food into this boiling broth and preparing it yourself and having the whole experience of having the waiter next to you, making the noodles in an entertaining way. So it's a new experience, I think, for Western consumers. And I think it will do well in Chinese communities within these coastal cities where it's entering, such as San Francisco and New York. But I question whether it might do well in the heartland, in the Midwest.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard any reports that it's headed there just yet. I think it's starting on the coast if it comes to the United States. But talk a little bit more about the type of customer this appeals to. I mean, I can't imagine this is the type of customer that wants a fast casual experience, for example.
Right. I mean, it's a great social experience. So you bring your whole family or you bring your friends and you all sit around a large table with the cooking the food at your table right in the middle. And so it's just an entertaining social outing in a way. It's a new restaurant experience. You're not just waiting to be served by a waiter.
But I'm thinking of people around the world who may not be ready for that type of experience, or maybe don't have time for it more on a permanent basis, you know, let's say weekly or monthly. Some cultures are just going to move too quickly to take advantage of this, aren't they?
Well, I think so. I mean, it's very, very popular in China, and it's the largest chain in China. I think there's 300 restaurants throughout China. And so it's now going to go international, and U.S. is in their sightlines. And I think it will be a test to see how this kind of restaurant concept, which is kind of marrying lifestyle with eating out. It's a new business model for sure, and it was created in China, and now it's going international.
What do you make of the valuation? You know, there's this opinion out there that this is too high for this type of restaurant. What's your take?
Well, it's interesting. There's been a lot of high valuations recently out of the Hong Kong stock market, such as Meituan and Xiaomi have gone public recently at valuations that we wouldn't have seen a few years ago. 4.7 for Xiaomi and higher than that for Meituan. And so I think you're seeing these high valuations now. For a restaurant, I think that's a different matter. It does seem to be interesting that a restaurant chain could raise this kind of money at the top of their range. But they are starting to bring in technology to their business model as well, where they are addressing some safety concerns, food safety concerns that they've had with better technology. So I think technology plays into their valuation.
Do you have any sense of why they chose to list on the Hong Kong exchange, especially when that index has really not been going higher? It's actually been going lower?
Well, in comparison to listing in New York, they need an exchange where the investors are more familiar with this kind of concept. So the investors would be more prompt to buy into it. The other thing is that Hong Kong has new rules regarding listings, and for startups anyhow, it's more favorable to startups where you can have a dual structure class. And this is one of the reasons that more and more technology companies are going to Hong Kong to list now, and we've seen this real wave of tech companies going to Hong Kong.
Well, I am so looking forward to getting a chance to try this concept when I go to Shanghai later this year. Thanks so much, Rebecca Fannin, joining us live from New York City with that.